Hey everyone, and welcome back to This Real English. I'm David.
And I'm Jessica. Thanks for tuning in today. You know, David, I was thinking about something that happened to me last week at work.
Oh yeah? What's that?
Well, I had to give a presentation to some new clients, and honestly, I was terrified. Like, my hands were shaking, my heart was pounding.
But you did it anyway, right?
I did. And afterwards, one of the clients came up to me and said, "Wow, you seemed so confident up there." And I'm thinking, if only you knew.
That's actually perfect, because today we're talking about exactly that. How to sound confident even when you're not feeling it inside. This is something literally everyone struggles with at some point.
Absolutely. And confidence in English is especially tricky when it's not your first language. You might know exactly what you want to say in your head, but when it comes out of your mouth,
It doesn't always sound the way you imagined it would. So today, we're going to break down some real conversations, look at what makes people sound confident, and give you some practical tips you can use right away.
So first, let's talk about what confidence actually sounds like. It's not about being loud or aggressive or never making mistakes.
Confidence is more about clarity, pace, and conviction. It's about sounding like you believe in what you're saying, even if you're nervous about saying it.
And here's the thing. You can actually train yourself to sound more confident. It's like acting, in a way. You practice the external behaviors, and eventually, the internal feeling starts to catch up.
Okay, we've got some great examples to share with you today from real conversations. Let's listen to our first dialogue. You'll hear a conversation between two coworkers, Sarah and Mike, discussing a project deadline. Listen to how Sarah handles this tricky situation.
Sarah, I'm really worried we're not going to finish the marketing campaign on time. The client keeps changing their mind about everything.
I understand your concern, Mike. You're right that the client has made several revisions, but I believe we can still meet the deadline if we focus on the core elements first and handle the smaller details afterwards.
But what if they change their mind again? We could end up starting over completely.
That's possible, but here's what I suggest. Let's schedule a call with them tomorrow to confirm the main direction. Once we have that locked down, we can move forward with confidence. Even if there are minor changes later, we'll have the foundation solid.
Okay. That actually sounds like a good approach. Should I set up the call?
That would be great. I'll prepare an agenda so we can keep the conversation focused and productive.
All right, so what did you notice there? Sarah was dealing with a stressful situation, a worried colleague, a difficult client, time pressure, but she still managed to sound confident and in control.
Let's break down exactly what Sarah did right. First, she acknowledged Mike's concerns. She didn't dismiss them or get defensive.
Right, she said. I understand your concern, Mike. You're right that the client has made several revisions. That shows she's listening and validates his feelings.
But then, and this is key, she used what we call confidence language. Did you catch those phrases? I believe we can. Here's what I suggest. We can move forward with confidence.
Those are statements of certainty and action, not maybe we should or I don't know, but she presented solutions, not just problems.
And notice her tone. She spoke at a measured pace, not rushing through her words. When you speak too quickly, it can sound like you're nervous or unsure.
Plus, she ended with concrete next steps. That would be great. I'll prepare an agenda. Confident people don't just talk about problems, they create action plans.
Now, here's the interesting part. You didn't notice that, but in this recording, Sarah was feeling pretty anxious about this situation internally.
But she chose to present herself confidently, and look what happened. Mike went from worried and scattered to feeling reassured and ready to take action.
That's the power of confident communication. It's not just about how you feel, it's about the impact you have on others.
So let's get practical. How can you start sounding more confident in your own conversations? Let's start with tip number 1. Slow down your speech.
When we're nervous, we tend to talk faster, and fast speech can make you sound uncertain or anxious. Instead, deliberately slow down. Take pauses between sentences.
Try this. Instead of saying, I think we should maybe possibly try this approach, pause and say, I think we should try this approach. Hear the difference?
Tip number 2. Use definitive language. Replace words like maybe, sort of, I guess with stronger alternatives.
Instead of maybe we could try, say we could try. Or better yet, I suggest we try. Instead of I'm sort of thinking, try I believe, or my view is.
But be careful here. You don't want to sound arrogant. There's a difference between confidence and overconfidence.
Absolutely. Tip number 3. Ask for clarification instead of pretending you understand. Confident people aren't afraid to say, could you clarify that? Or help me understand your perspective on this.
That's so important. Asking questions actually shows confidence because you're prioritizing understanding over appearing perfect.
Tip number 4. Practice your posture and breathing, even during phone calls or video calls. Sit up straight, keep your shoulders back. It literally changes how your voice sounds.
Your body language affects your voice quality. When you slouch, your voice can sound less powerful. When you sit or stand tall, you naturally project more authority.
And tip number 5, prepare key phrases in advance. If you know you have a difficult conversation coming up, practice some confident language beforehand.
Things like, I'd like to propose. My recommendation is, here's how I see it. What I suggest is, having these phrases ready means you won't fumble for words when you're nervous.
Let's practice one more scenario quickly. Imagine you're in a meeting and someone challenges your idea. Instead of getting defensive, you could say, that's an interesting point. Let me explain my reasoning and then present your case clearly.
See how that acknowledges their concern but doesn't back down? You're engaging with their challenge confidently rather than apologizing for your opinion.
Here's a bonus tip for our regular listeners. Use the yes and technique. Instead of yes but, try yes and.
So instead of yes, but that might be difficult, you could say yes, and we'll need to plan carefully to make it work. Hear how that keeps the conversation moving forward instead of shutting it down.
And remember, confidence is also about being comfortable with brief silence. Don't feel like you have to fill every pause. Sometimes a short pause makes you sound more thoughtful and deliberate.
One last thing, practice these techniques in low-stakes situations first. Use confident language when you're ordering coffee, asking for directions, or chatting with friends. Build the habit when the pressure is low.
So there you have it, our guide to sounding confident even when you're not feeling it inside. Remember, this isn't about being fake or pretending to be someone you're not.
It's about giving yourself the best chance to communicate effectively and to have the impact you want to have. When you sound confident, people listen to you differently.
And the amazing thing is, the more you practice these external behaviors, the more your internal confidence starts to grow too.
Before we go, we want to hear from you. Send us a message with a situation where you wish you sounded more confident. We might feature it in a future episode.
And don't forget to subscribe if this episode was helpful. We release new episodes every week.
Thanks for listening to This Real English. I'm Jessica.
And I'm David. Remember, confidence is a skill you can develop. Start practicing today, and we'll see you next week.